Welcome to the replay. If you're watching on the replay, this is recorded live on my Substack at Jalloh Reborn via the Retired Elder Daughter publication. I am your girl, your favorite mystic, Jalloh, and I am here with y'all today for Sovereign Sunday Reset. A little faster than normal because your girl, it's finals time. It's not finals week, but it's finals time. So, like I told y'all last week, I got a lot going on in school. Um, I got that group partner from hell no more though, because I learned some things got revealed, and I said, "Be gone." So, in more ways than one. So, that being said, I have assignments due today that I need to go ahead and get done. So, if I'm sounding like I'm rushing through this, I am because I didn't want to negate this because this does keep me very, very, very grounded. Um, and it'll help me figure out how to like go about my week because I have some other deliverables aside from school, like taxes. This is the latest I've ever filed my taxes. I need to file my taxes. And yeah, just general life stuff in general, a lot of paperwork, a lot of adulting. So that's why this framework is going to be really good. It's going to help keep me, and I'm sure y'all are experiencing something similar in your own way, where life is throwing curves and challenges your way, but it's not something that you cannot overcome. So using this window of opportunity framework where we're going to plan for the week cyclically using the planetary alignment, using the moon phases, as well as as women, our own natural menstrual cycle. With the four phases of follicular, ovulation, menstrual, and luteal, right? So I'm gonna use myself as an example. Once we get more people to join the community, I would love to ask y'all where y'all are at. Feel free to comment it down below if you are watching a replay, and you want to figure out how to make this work practically for you. I will be adding one-to-one sessions fairly soon. Just let me get through the semester. Let me breathe, okay? Let me breathe. Let me breathe. But I got y'all. I know it's new. I know it's needed. And shoot, it has to be done. It honestly just has to be done. So go ahead and get your planners. Go ahead and get you a beverage of choice. My choice today is some simple water. I was literally standing right here doing my assignment and whatnot, and then I realized it was time to get started. So let me grab my planner. I got my little squeegee ball here in case I need it. Do I have something the right way over here? Okay, I have a pen. I have a pencil. Okay, cool. All right, this is good. This is very good. So yeah. Hey Siri, set timer for about 30 minutes. 35 minutes. Hey Siri, change timer to 35 minutes. Okay, she did it. Great job. I love that for her. Okay. So we're also gonna pull a self-care card like we typically do. Remember, I told y'all that the Sunday Tea Live was gonna have some changes. These are the changes. And it'll be a little bit more streamlined, not only for you, but also for me, because an hour and 30 minutes is a lot, especially since we are still building our community. And then we're also gonna pull a mudra to help support us today. So go ahead and get your planner of choice or your notebook of choice if you're not really into planners but want to be. We are still in the month of March and it's almost over. Pisces season turned Aries season has been a lot. But again, we conquer, right? So let's see. The month officially ends on a Tuesday. Right now it's the 29th. Today's the 29th. Um, and Monday is the 30th. And Tuesday's the 31st. I say this also because another thing that I really want to do is go get my birthday gifts from like all the places, like Sephora, Ulta. I think there's a free smoothie somewhere out for me. out there for me. So I want to make sure that I'm probably gonna have to do it on a Monday. Um, I'm gonna just say birthday freebies. I never miss out on a birthday freebie, and I'm not gonna start this year, no matter what's going on. And I'm gonna just extend the line to Tuesday because at least I know that's literally my last day. It has to be within your birthday month. So there's that. So for those of you that are new, we start off with the planetary alignment of the week. So Mondays are moon days, Tuesdays are Mars days, Wednesdays are Mercury days, Thursdays are Jupiter days, Friday is Venus day, Saturday is Saturn day, and Sunday is Sunday. That's how the planetary alignment works for the days of the week according to esoteric principles, right? So when you're planning along with that, let's say so me dropping off my taxes is most likely going to be a Tuesday thing. I can do that just before classes. So that's action oriented, for example. That is also communicative, that's forward thinking, all things that not Saturn, Mars represents, right? So I'm gonna put taxes drop off. It shouldn't take me no more than 30-ish minutes to an hour, maybe, because typically how my tax expert does it, she has to fill out the form. We give her everything we need. If there's any like special comments, we let her know. We go about our business. So I got to make sure I'm on my P's and Q's, not to dilly dally that morning. Make sure I get that done because class is later that afternoon, at like 4-ish, right? So, and then I also just remembered that I have a meeting just before class on Thursday at 4:30. So I'm gonna put I'm gonna put that there. That's Jupiter. That's expansion, communication. That conversation has to do with my academic standing, how I'm gonna go about closing the semester in a really good, positive way, especially given all the changes with my group project. I promise y'all, I'm gonna tell y'all the story because oh, child. Anyway, so that is a Thursday thing. And then what else is going on this week that I'm thinking of? I think I have a massage. I think I also have a massage coming up. So I think it's tomorrow, but I have to double check. I could have sworn I had a massage. No, it's later this Wednesday. You're right. It is this week. Okay, so it's Wednesday. Good for me. I'm glad I did that. So April 1st is my massage in the afternoon, a 90-minute deep tissue massage, honey. I'm so deserving of it. Totally worth it. Definitely get it. So that is gonna be my massage. I think having a massage on a Wednesday, even though that's a Mercury day and that deals more with communication, I like to think of it as like communication with the body, especially the tension, the stress, the friction, the chaos, the the conflicting issues that have been just going around that's been sitting in my body. I even did chai tea. I did that too. I drank some chai tea. I did some Tai Chi this morning to kind of help with moving the energy. You know, I'm an energy practitioner. I'm a Reiki master, so you know I'm really big on all the holistic health things. And that was one of the things I really felt guided to do. Typically I'll stretch and do yoga, but Tai Chi was the thing today where I just did 10 minutes and I just like lifted the energy and poured out and lifted and poured out and I brought it back in and it was just like and I flowed and I surged and then I retreated. It was just really simplistic. And you know, doing it naked also helps. It gets you one with your body and your birthday suit. Speaking of birthday suit, I wore this dress on my birthday. So I'm feeling extra special. It's a regenerative focus of calling your energy back, especially after so much change and things that are out of your control is happening. It's just another form of self love, right? So I have a massage. at 3:30. Unfortunately, I was hoping to pair that massage with being able to go and get my birthday items, but since that's April 1st, I'm not going to be able to do that. So that's okay. We could just make that like a cafe day or something like that, where we like bang out some homework or something like that. Or read a book. It doesn't have to be like productive, quote unquote. But that's just what I'm thinking. So yeah, so having that communication with the body as a Mars thing would be really, really helpful. Why did my phone brightness go down? What's up with that? Hopefully y'all can see me. Okay. All right. Anyway, so yeah, so I think that's it. Aside from assignments that are due. So I have this assignment due tonight. I have two assignments due tonight. And then I think another assignment is due April 7th. And then another assignment is due April 16th. And another one is due April 20th. But they all require a lot of work. So I have to like organize it and stretch it, which is another reason why I'm meeting with my professors on Thursday to kind of figure out how that's going to go. Because typically these assignments were supposed to be done in teams and they're not being done in teams no more. So that being said, let me put my stuff on do not disturb so I'm not distracted. So yeah. All right. So hopefully that makes sense. Let me know if you have any questions about the planetary alignment of things when it comes to planning your week. We're gonna switch into the day-to-day planning using the window of opportunity because this is just the monthly overview that I was looking at right here, right? So, and I know I've told y'all a lot that I'm not, I don't care too much for day to day, everyday planners. It's just how I got inspired to do this. What's the word? To do my own planning setup. So I can't wait to actually like have that out. I literally just have a few more like cosmetic things to do before I can print out my own prototype and I get to plan with y'all. I'm so excited. But it's coming as it comes. I'm not even like trying to put dates and times into it anymore. So and then this section is typically where I do my Oracle vibe checks for myself. So which is just another form of divination that I created. Um so yeah. I did not use the planning sheet last week because I was literally just going off of my monthly calendar, which I prefer. I feel like if I have jam-packed day-to-day stuff, then I'll time block, but I don't need to plan for the week twice, if that makes sense. Um, so I feel like you can use those excess pages to like use for divination or like learning your cyclical rhythm through your menstrual cycle, right? So we're gonna have the mantra of the week. We're going to have self care. We're gonna have the mudra. Um, we're also going to have the moon phase, and we're gonna have your cycle phase. Just so you know where you are. And then what else am I missing? I think we talked about time blocking. We did the time block where you have about 6 hours where you can time block what you want for yourself throughout the week. So for me, it'll be creating and publishing something or working on my project, the planner. Um, I think that'll probably be a lot easier. What else? Napping. We must nap. We must nap. And then any type of movement of some sort. Okay, so 6 hours block, 6 hour blocks, 6 hour time frame. I guess you could say 2 hour blocks each to do it. Especially if you're neurodivergent like me. This is another reason why I created it. This framework is because sometimes it takes us a while to get started. Even if it's something we really want to do, sometimes that executive functioning just don't fire off when it needs to. So That's why I gave the 2 hour time block. So let's say something goes a little longer than you anticipated because you finally got into the flow. That's okay, you know? And then you can like readjust later if you feel like you need to, or something life happens. Let's say your maintenance man randomly knocks at your door. I feel like that's happened to me a couple times. It's like, oh, now you have to deal with the maintenance issue, even though it's not a big issue, but they're there for whatever like preventative thing they have to do. So and you wanted a nap. It's like, okay, they're gonna take an extra like 40 minutes out of that window. Okay, well, I can just wait, do that, and then I can wind down, I could chill a little bit, I could read a book or something like that till they're gone, and then hopefully fall asleep if it didn't like stir me too crazy. You know what I'm saying? So that's that. So here's what it looks like on my end. So you can put it anywhere because your planner is not going to look like mine. I got this like any old planner from Marshalls. So you're going to put your moon phases anywhere you have space. I put mine right here at the top. You're going to put your cycle phase and then your mantra as well. And then you can put your self care and your mudra in any like writing space that you might have for the week. Okay. So the current moon phase is waxing gibbous. I wrote it all here. Go back to it, child. Current energy is snapshot for the next week is the waxing moon phase leading in waxing gibbous phase leading into the full moon, which is coming April 1st. So we have about 2 days before the full moon. Y'all know how it is about the full moon energy. It's vibrant, it's potent, it's emotional, child. Like so much goes on with that. You start seeing animals and kids behave a little bit more animals, kids, and the sickly behave a little bit more erratic and things like that. People's egos and agitations are increased. So much happens during the full moon. Women, our bodies tend to like hold a lot more, depending on your cycle phase. For me, I'm currently in my ovulation phase. I was just in my follicular yesterday. So I'm now ovulating. Sounds like TMI, but that's patriarchal programming because why can't we talk about that? So call that back and say, yeah, I'm ovulating right now. So I'm feeling like I'm building momentum. I'm refining my plans, hence why these meetings are happening that I mentioned earlier. Things are coming into visibility. I'm seeing the seeds that I sowed a few weeks ago start manifesting again. Like the issue that I'm having at school and me picking up on signs and symptoms of things. I'm like, something not right here. And then I follow the instinct and then I'm proven correct. It's like I'm seeing the manifestation of the effort that I put weeks ago come into the light now, right? And then just the overall the energy is increasing as well. So it's not really a time to start from scratch. It's a time to refine, adjust, as well as prepare for completion. So things are about to end for the cycle, and you're going to use the full moon time to not only reflect on the moon cycle, but kind of think about where you want to go next, in the abstract ways. Because again, you could save that for when like the waning moon or the like disseminating moon around that time frame starts kicking in, and then you could really flow. But really, you want to stay as present as possible, right? So for my ovulation phase, I'm just going to make sure I write that down. So we are in waxing gibbous to full moon. And on this planner, it doesn't have the full moon on it, but I'm gonna put it on under April 1st. So I'm aware. And that's also the day that I'm getting my massage. So I think that's also a really good self care. And you see how I was even thinking about that when I booked the appointment. I was just like, girl, I need some self care, some TLC. And they were like, we got you April 1st. I said, say no more. Ain't no April Fools over here. Okay. So I think that all kind of like comes together as well, especially when you're ovulating. So translation for that, meaning when I'm ovulating, I have a lot of high energy. I'm visible, I'm communicative, I'm confident, I have a lot more social openness. I also notice that I'm a lot more practical when I'm in my follicular to ovulation phase. Um, I don't want to say I'm not emotional per se. Well, a lot's been going on. So maybe if in another moon cycle, I can kind of figure out how heightened my emotions are or not from there. But everybody's slightly different. We Because we have our own menstrual cycle, we technically carry our own personal moons orbiting around us in our like energetic field as women. So I like to think I'm starting to notice that I'm a lot more practical. I'm not um and when I say practical, I mean like I'm more interested in using what I have, being like more self-sufficient in a way. I'm not spending money that willfully, you know. Yeah, I'm more interested in like crafting and not crafting, but like being crafty, in a way versus like luteal and what's the other one? Menstrual. I'm like, I need all the help. What makes things easier? Yes, I would take 20 Ubers in a day just to get all my errands done. Like, absolutely. Like, I don't, the price is not the problem. Like, quite literally, the price is not the problem. Um, I'm not, I'm also, it's also easier for me to think ahead when in my ovulation phase versus like my mindset when I'm in those other phases is a lot more skewed. Right. So I think that's the benefit of it. And I just think that's because the hormones aren't having their own chaos party in my body. You know what I'm saying? At that time frame. So if you're in your ovulation energy like me, you have a really big visibility window. You're going to speak, share, and connect. I also noticed that I channel a lot more when I'm on the other phases. And I think because I am a lot more emotionally in tune, hormonally in tune. But this time around, it's more practical. I'm just trying to get up and go. You know what I'm saying? Um, so, yeah, so we got 16 minutes on the clock. Um, I just want you, if you are not like me going through your ovulation phase, I just want you to notice where your current capacity is and just write that out. So for me, I'm going to say ovulation. I'm going to say visibility window. And since that lines up with the upcoming full moon, and um, for me, because I'm ovulating now, it means that I won't get my cycle until closer to the new moon. So typically, as women, we tend to have our menstrual cycle lean closer to the full or the new moon. Now, you can still land on like one of the other moon phases too, but like you're typically leaning more between one or the other. So even if you have irregular periods, you're still leaning toward that. And I'm seeing the moon now. She's popping up because the sun is starting to go down. But yeah, like you can see the different ways that you lean more. And I think I'll make another video about what that entirely means on an esoteric level because I'm talking correlation, not causation of anything. So I hope that I made that clear prior. So yeah. So I want to make sure it's as inclusive as possible for everybody. So even if you have irregular periods or if you don't have periods anymore for whatever reason, um I think I might have to tap into that and see what spirit says about the esoteric aspect of that, go into deep dive into a rabbit hole or two about the research around that and go from there. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Let's save that for an idea in the future. Um, because I have my thoughts, but I want to make sure it's backed up by sound evidence as well. Um, you know, that's that Aquarius Capricorn rising in me. You feel me? So when it comes to bridging these two, right? Both the moon and the body are saying right now the same thing. They're saying, I am meant to be seen. I am meant to be refined. I am meant to be refined in whatever is already in motion, and I am not meant to hide this week. As much as I would like to be in my bed, it's best for me not to be because there's going to be a time for that as well. Okay. So it'll also guide my steps. If anything pops off this week that is a little bit of a shock, where I'm like, it might be best for me to speak up rather than be timid about it, right? And knowing me, I'm gonna speak up regardless. Cause you're not going I'm joking. Or am I? uh, so yeah, so we talked about the planetary days. I think I did that already. Um, for Monday, it's emotions, it's a reset, it's a check in. I'm also having my therapy session on a Monday. We talked about my B Day freebies. I need to get my taxes um dropped off in therapy at 4 p.m., which is good because I'm glad that massage thing isn't until Wednesday. And then whatever homework is going on that day, I need to like check in with my virtual clients, things like that, right? Tuesdays is about action and momentum. So that might be the day that I actually drop off the taxes. Um, and just collect the paperwork that I need on the Monday. I have class at the afternoon. So that's important. What I'm asking myself, what needs to be done, not necessarily overthought. So that helps me with Monday. If I prepare Monday, then Tuesday I'm able to execute better, right? Just like getting your outfit ready the night before. Whatever it is you know that you want to do on a Tuesday that's in connection with Mars, best to prepare it prior to that day, right? So you're a lot more efficient, right? Wednesday is all about communication slash planning. So who do I need to talk to? What needs do I need to have be expressed? Um, and since I have my massage on Wednesday, that's a massive need. Okay. But I also may need to like make a few phone calls. So oh, that reminds me. I'm supposed to hear back from an agency about something. So I need to make that call. If I don't hear from them by Tuesday, I need to definitely call. Um, okay, so that needs to absolutely happen. Um, Thursday is about expansion and opportunity. And it also says, oh, well, let me also make sure I got some homework. I gotta write down my homework right here. Oops. Okay. And yeah, so Thursday is a Jupiter day. It's all about expansion, opportunity. Where can I say yes or where can I think bigger? Right. So Thursday, I already know I have class, I have that meeting. Um, and then I have class. And this is a long day of classes, so not gonna get home until like 10. And since I have that meeting, and that's gonna be a big lift itself. So I need to also give myself that morning to say to breathe, so um since I'm coming from that massage and I'm kind of also tapping into a little bit of home self care there, depending on the work level, because I still don't know what the rest of my work level is going to be like for the next 2 weeks since the semester is about to end. That's something I also need to be mindful of. Um, I just remembered something else. Excuse me for a second, because I'm not. I'm gonna put slow morning as the intention for Thursday, but we'll see what happens. Um, And the only other thing about the taxes thing that kind of worries me, and I'll voice it right now, is like sometimes you think you have all the documents you need to file, and then you realize you're missing like one or two from somewhere or somebody. Like that's what happened to me last semester. I mean, last year. Last year, and it took me a little while to get it, but because I planned ahead and I did my taxes early, I had time. So I want to try to mitigate that because you have to file by the 15th. So if I could turn that in by Tuesday, if something comes up, at least I have 2 weeks to get the paperwork I need, right? And thankfully, in modern times, not and most things are like an email away, so it's pretty or like a download away. So there's that. So That is Thursday. Let me just go back to my monthly view and make sure that I'm not forgetting anything else. No. And then Friday, what happened? This past Friday, I had my honor ceremony. Friday is typically like, for me, I'm kind of using that as a homework day as well, or a rest day, depending on what the semester is asking of me or what work is asking of me in terms of my creative projects. So typically, when Friday connects to Venus, it's all about pleasure and connection, honey. And it's like what feels good, what feels nourishing to me. So, what feels nourishing isn't always like the most prettiest thing, even though it's a Venus thing, a Venus day. So, for example, I'm thinking about how I need to clean my bathroom. That's not the most sexiest thing, but it's also the most nourishing. So that way, like things are organized. It's where I get dressed. It's where I bathe. Um, I do my hair. A lot of beautification things happen. So if if I'm not able to get through it, get to some of that bathroom task throughout the week, like I've already taken care of the toilet, for example. The next thing I'm thinking is of reorganizing the countertop and then like going deep and like scrubbing the tub or something like that, like breaking it up in chunks like that. If I am not able to do that throughout the week as it so happens, or like do my laundry, then Friday's that day I need to clean. So it's not sexy, not necessarily the most average, uh, normalized, pleasurable thing. But when you think about it, after you clean a space and you living in it, you feel a lot better. So I'm gonna put that as a cleaning day of some sort. Who knows? I might have a second wind of energy and I might be able to knock some stuff out on a Tuesday or something like that, you know? Um, I'm gonna just call that tidy up of some sort. Typically, I don't try to like put my chores on a particular day, but that's just how I'm thinking about it to explain to y'all. Okay. Let's move on because how many minutes we got left? We got 5 minutes. Cool. And we are almost done. Um, Saturday is rest boundaries. That's Saturn. You know, I tell y'all, y'all don't ever really rest on a Sunday. Y'all really rest on a Saturday. Okay, think about it. Saturday cartoons. Think about it. Nobody's rushing to church. Nobody's rushing a Sunday dinner. Nobody, unless you're working on those weekends, that's different. Your kids typically, unless they're in sports, have events, but they're typically later in the day. People are more likely to rest or sleep in on Saturdays. And that's because Saturn is that planet of boundaries, right? So the question is, what do I need to stop, pause, or protect, right? So for me, um, that'll also I'll give myself a note to have a slow morning there. And maybe connect with my ancestors. Typically, not maybe, but typically what I do is I refresh the altar. I change the water out. I might burn an incense, incense, incense. You know the stick, not whatever the hell I just said. Um, and um, I will also give them any offerings that they may want. Or if I don't hear any offerings, or I don't feel um, inclined to put anything on their table, then I'll just refresh the water as is and clean up the area. So yeah, so we might do some altar work that day, a nap of some sort, and then boundaries also includes because of the time of the year and what's being asked of me or the expectation. It's most likely gonna have to do some type of homework so I'm not overwhelmed. Um, it beginning of the year it was easier for me to have whole days to myself, but now I have to readjust and pivot a little bit to say, okay, maybe you can't have the whole day to yourself to do whatever you want, but maybe you can have half the day or a third of the day to do whatever you want. So always pivot. Never put yourself in this block of constraint because that's going to build more resistance, especially if you're neurodivergent. Okay. Okay. And then lastly, Sunday, we made it. Technically, Sunday is the beginning of the week, esoterically speaking, because as the day of the sun is the main planet of the solar system. It sustains all life. All right. So Sunday is all about identity and reset. This is the day that we're having our life, right? So for me, this isn't the end of the week. This is the beginning of the week, right? You see the TikTok girls be like Sunday reset, they change their bed sheets and that, but nobody's talking about how to actually plan your week effectively, especially on an esoteric level or cyclical holistic health level. Hence why I'm here. So make sure you're liking, subscribing, following on all the platforms. Okay, Jalloh Reborn everywhere. My YouTube, the name is a little different because I thought I was going to have two YouTubes. We're figuring it out. I'm going to switch it back. It'll be Jalloh Reborn everywhere. Just make sure you're following the correct links on the profiles. Okay. Make sure you're following and subscribed on Substack to the publication as well as my own platform, because if you're following one and not subscribed to the other, vice versa, you're missing out on really good content. I'm just saying. Okay. So Sunday is who I am. Who am I becoming this week? Who am I becoming this week? I am becoming someone who has lifted out of that fog of whatever the hell that was 2 weeks ago. I am revitalizing. Okay, that's who I am. I am revitalizing. So I'm gonna put revitalizing. Um And Sunday, we're going to be back here doing the live 444. You know how we do it. So we're going to do the Sovereign Sunday reset. Now, for you, you may still want to like clean your house, go to church, or have a community event, or make Sunday dinner for you and your family. Like, totally cool. No problem. Okay. Because again, that's the beginning of the week. I'm not expecting you to rest anyway. Right. But I do want you to make time for yourself where you individually get to focus on yourself. Right. Okay. Hence why you're gonna come this time next week to the Sovereign Sunday reset, because we are sovereign and we focus on our internal power as women, right? Right. Hit that follow button, hit that like button, hit that save button. Share this with your people because I know there's other sovereigns out there that need this. Okay. So we're going to do it together. Great, great, great. So, yeah, but I want to give you this prompt because I know I kind of went through this really quickly given the circumstances. So here's your prompt, right? You can come back and rewatch this at any time. I do them every week. You can go watch the old ones and how we did the setup before and see how it's evolved. But essentially, this is what you're gonna ask yourself. Before you plan your week, I want you to ask, what energy are you in? What season are you in? And what actually matters this week? For me, school matters. And so does my self care, most especially. Okay. And that's the timer going off. Give me like 5 to 10 more minutes and then we'll be done. Um, the mantra related to all the things that we talked about is I refine what is already working. I allow myself to be seen, right? So I refine what is already working and I allow myself to be seen. And I'm also going to put for myself, this is a personal thing, to be protected. Because sometimes, and I know y'all know this, sometimes you're so used to protecting yourself because you haven't been around people, places, environments that supported your needs and supported you when you were asking for help. So you got so hyper independent and needed to protect yourself at every level, and that can be exhausting in itself because not only are you watching out for your best interest, you're watching out for other people's um best interest for you, and most times in your experience that may not have not aligned. So also learn yourself to be protected. When people want to come and actually protect you, let them do their job, even if you think it might be too slow, even if you think it could happen this way. Don't micromanage it. Just let spirit show you through them how things can work out, and where you can like take your hands off the wheel, take your foot off the gas, and just be yourself, be provided for. So that's my other note to you. I think I told you all about the whole 2 hour blocks and whatnot. So we're not going to go into that for the window of opportunity. Let's pull these cards. Um, I know somebody's also wondering like what the zodiacs are and all that for the year for the week ahead. I know the moon is going to be in Virgo if it's not already, but I'm not an astrologer, and you know me, I like to talk about what I know. If you want to talk about the general gist of what a Virgo does, this entire thing that we talked about aligns with it. It's that Virgo energy of organizing, restructuring, adapting, but also questioning, you know? That's what we have here. So let's pull a few cards for the self care. Y'all know I'm not going to do it the divination way. We're just going to do a random selection so it doesn't pull too much on my energy. Pick a card, any card. Here, this one. Are you sure? Are you positive? Okay. Plan a relaxing activity. Girl, look, I don't be making this stuff up, honey. I already got my massage, but hey, do we have to stop there? No. So what's the other relaxing activity? Go ahead and comment below what your relaxing activity is. If the weather would just, you know, get itself together, because quite literally it's going to be 80 degrees on Tuesday. And yesterday it was 29 degrees, frigid, cold. I would like to be at a park eating a sandwich. That's it. That's all I want. So I think that's going to be my relaxing activity is to find a day outside in the sun where it's bearable. Like quite literally just the best. And I think I'll probably be able to do that Tuesday. So I'm gonna say uh outdoor sandwich eats. And I'm gonna just connect that to the plan a relaxing activity. Okay. Okay. That sounds like confirmation to me. Lastly, we're gonna do the mudra to wrap up. Last week's mudra was release, as well as the root chakra, the Muladhara mudra, which is the vibration for that is Lam. So that was last week, and then we did the Kali mudra as well. Kali been showing up a lot for me this season. I don't know about y'all, but my Kali has been right there. Okay, she's been very present. Okay, so let's pull a card, see what the alignment is for us this week. I used these cards heavily last week with everything that was going on, or me earlier this week with everything that was going on. And the root chakra was very needed for sure. So I'm gonna let y'all choose random selection. Random selection. Go ahead. What are we thinking? Yeah, yeah. This one, this one, this one. Right here. You sure? You positive? Okay. Oh, another root chakra. Fearlessness. Abhaya mudra. Then we talk about being visible. Being what was the other thing that we said? Being seen. That comes with fearlessness, right? This Abhaya mudra assists with safety, courage, steadfastness. It benefits reducing anxiety, supports eliminations, you know, the eliminations, cultivates a sense of fearlessness and grounding. Instructions: hold the right hand slightly cupped at the shoulder height, palm facing outward. Allow the right elbow to fall close to the waist. Focus my courage and self assurance is unwavering. Okay. So then you can also pair that with the lam sound frequency on YouTube as well if you so choose. But yeah, I feel like maybe we should pull another card in case you want to switch between the two. Let's see if a card would just pop out for us. Commitment. Boom. Okay. This is the Shiva Linga Mudra, which is also considered a crystal as well. It helps with the digestion, determination, and focus. It enhances digestion, supports spinal alignment, and cultivates concentration and spiritual commitment. Place the left palm facing upward in front of the belly. Make a fist with the right hand and the thumb facing up. Place in the center of the left palm. Relax the shoulders back and the back down. Caution, if you have hypertension, make sure you monitor your effects, or otherwise just don't do it. You have the other mudra that you could do. Focus is I align awareness and focus and commitment. Okay, so that's your two mudras. So I'm gonna show y'all again. So this one is the fearlessness mudra. This is Abhaya. Funny, I showed this during a therapy presentation that I did, and this was one of the things. So you could do here. And I can feel that grounding already. You can also do it like this. I found that also restorative as well, but this is the correct posture of it. Kind of like you're saying an oath, but not. And then you just relax and breathing. And then this one, real simple. Right hand, left hand, boom. You're like this for the most part. Right here. This is where this little plexus is. Okay. All right. So let's write that down. Shiva Linga Mudra and Abhaya Mudra. Commitment. Oh, my pen just broke. Commitments and fearlessness. No, is Abhaya. Okay. That is everything, beautiful people. Thank y'all so much for attending this Sovereign Sunday reset. I just love how that rolls off the tongue. That's so much easier than Sunday Tea Live. I don't know what I was thinking, but I'm glad I did it anyway and got to see it refine in real time. This is literally what it's all about. Literally what it's all about. So I'm glad I was able to actually show y'all that in real time. Um, I'm looking forward to y'all actually like recognizing these patterns, anticipating the reset, and actually building this habit of structure around your life. Like it's just something that really helps me through everything. It's the reason why I'm here today. And I'm so glad I'm able to actually articulate this now. So, that being said, thank y'all so much for watching. Make sure you are like, subscribed, follow across all platforms. And I do mean all platforms, every single one of them. Go ahead, go ahead, go ahead, go ahead and look me up. Jalloh Reborn. Okay. Make sure you're also sharing this with your people and you're saving it as well. Apparently the algorithm prefers saving things now. So save it, save this, okay? Share with more people so more people can find their alignment with this metric as well. And yeah, I will see y'all next week. Let me know if you have any questions. And yeah, until next time, wish me luck. Because I need all the blessings. Love you. Until next time, peace. Toodaloo.